So now students, today we will continue the same topic what we had studied yesterday, the chapter 3, theory-based account. Okay, and I have told you all people this is a very important chapter because the theory question will be asked from this chapter. And as you know that there are three terms: bookkeeping, accounting, and accountancy. So accountancy is only theory-based accounting. Okay. So in accountancy, all the theories, principles, concepts, assumptions, or convention, whatever would be on that basis, we should record all the major transactions and events in the books of account. Cannot record anything by our own perception. Okay, everything should be based on. There are some conventions also. It depends, vary from accountant to accountant, but the concept of convention is same. So today we will continue. So you all people are knowing that there are three concepts or assumptions already we had studied in the previous classes. First one was consistency, second one was going concern concept, and third one was approval concepts. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss here about the concepts or assumptions already we had discussed. If you need, I will revise it again later on. But right now, we will continue the accounting principles. I think in previous classes we had studied about two principles, but again I will repeat today from the very first so that who was not joined the class yesterday they can understand. Okay. So this is the topic. You can write on your note. This is the new chapter. So now I'm coming to next slide. So here, students, you can see accounting principles. Accounting principles. What do you understand by this? Okay. So accounting principles means guidelines. Just I have told yesterday, accounting principles means what? Guidelines which is used while maintaining books of account of a business entity. Okay, when an accountant is going to maintain the books of account of a business organization, the accountant will record all the economic events and transactions in the books of account on the basis of some principles, concepts, guidelines, etc. Okay, so it is also known as gap, we can say, on which terms and conditions and on which concept all the accountant agreed. So this is what called gap. Gap is here generally accepted accounting principles. Means in whole body, in yani professional bodies of the accounting, that is ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, is the professional body which circulates the degree or code of conduct, and by there they will put the signature, then the person will become CA. So this is one of the institution, ICI. So this gap is based on accounting standard. This gap is based on accounting standard, on which basis all the accountant wants to maintain or need to maintain the books of account. So now we will continue. So there are three concepts and assumptions and 11 principles. So आपके कितने concepts हैं? Three: consistency, going concern, and accrual. Already we had studied. Now 11 principles to be discussed about accounting principles. So we are going to discuss about accounting principles, and you see, so here just I have written a name. These principles are as follows. First accounting principle is, you can take it note down or screenshot you can take. Accounting entity or business entity principle. Second is money measurement principle. Third one is accounting period principle. Fourth one is full disclosure principle. Fifth one is materiality principles. Okay. Sixth one is prudence or conservatism principle. Seventh, cost concept or historical cost concept principles, you can say. Now, matching principle or matching concept, someone say matching concept, but this is what matching principle. And ninth one is dual aspect or duality principle. And tenth one, revenue recognition concept or principles. Okay. And 11th, variable objective concept or variable, by mistake I pronounced it is verifiable objective concepts or verifiable objective principles. So these are 11 principles and 3 concepts which already we had discussed. I'm not discussing here about the concept 3, and now I'm going to discuss about the principles. So now you can check it again कि from first accounting entities start हो रहा है और last है verifiable objective. So you can take a screenshot of it also, or you can uh, write from your PDF book what I had said. So now we will discuss one by one. So first, you can see on your screen, first accounting principle is business entity principle. What it says, I think yesterday little bit we had discussed. So according to this principle, here in yellow line you can see, according to this principle, business and businessmen both are separate from each other. Both are separate from each other when owner invest. It is saying that further, when owner invests his money as a capital into the business, it is treated as a creditor. So owner क्या होता है, यहाँ business का creditor treat किया जाता है, आप business में, and recorded in liability side. वो ओनर जो पैसा लगाकर बिजनेस स्टार्ट करता है वो बिजनेस का कर्जदार कहलाता है, मीन्स बिजनेस का क्रेडिटर कहलाता है कि बिजनेस को पैसा इसने दिया है. सो यहाँ यू कैन से वी हैव स्प्लिटेड लेफ्ट हैंड साइड बिजनेस एंड राइट हैंड साइड बिजनेसमैन. सो बोथ आर नॉट सेम. You cannot do the blunder of assuming business and businessmen are same with the accounting point of view. Okay, whether it is sole proprietorship, partnership, or joint stock company. In every kind of organization, the business entity and businessmen both are separate from each other. Business, for a business firm, it records only business transactions, not personal transaction of owner. Okay, owner घर से सब्जी खरीद के ला रहा है, घर में फर्नीचर खरीद के ला रहा है, घर में एयर कंडीशन लगा रहा है, घर में घर के पैसे से अपना पर्सनल इन्वेस्टमेंट किया हुआ है, उससे यहाँ कोई लेना देना नहीं है. बिजनेस से रिलेटेड, बिजनेस ने कितना गुड्स खरीदा, बिजनेस ने कितना गुड्स क्रेडिट पे सेल किया, क्रेडिट पे परचेस किया, कितने एसेट्स खरीदे, ये सब रिकॉर्ड बिजनेस का होगा. और अगर बिजनेस से कोई पैसा ओनर अपने पर्सनल यूज के लिए विड्रॉ करके घर ले जाता है तो वो ड्राइंग कहलाता है, और बिजनेस उस ओनर से जितना पैसा ओनर ने ड्राइंग किया है उस पर उससे इंटरेस्ट चार्ज करता है. और ठीक इसी तरह ओनर ने जो पैसा बिजनेस में इन्वेस्ट किया है उस पर बिजनेस ओनर को उसके कैपिटल पे इंटरेस्ट पे करता है. सो नाउ वी कैन से दैट बोथ आर डिफरेंट, बोथ आर नॉट सेम. Okay, and businessman, in case of businessman, it records only personal transactions separately, नॉट इन द बुक्स ऑफ बिजनेस। वो अलग अपना घर पे रिकॉर्ड करता है, घर में दूध दही साग सब्जी कितना आ रहा है, कितना बिल हो रहा है, बिजली का बिल, ये सब घर का अलग रिकॉर्ड करता है, उसको बिजनेस से कोई लेना देना नहीं है, ठीक है, सेपरेटली नॉट इन द बुक्स ऑफ बिजनेस। और बिजनेस का हिसाब किताब बिजनेस में होता है। सो नाउ वी कैन से दैट बिजनेस एंड बिजनेसमैन बोथ आर separate from each other. Businessman is treated as the creditor of the business to the extent of capital invested by the owner or proprietor. Okay, so I think this is clear to all of you ki what is business entity principles. On this basis, an accountant of the business entity will record capital in the liability side, because ये creditor होते हैं और इसलिए इनको liability में record करता है। कोई भी गुड्स परचेस किया जाता है तो ये बिजनेस परचेस करता है, न कि बिजनेसमैन। ओके, सो बिजनेस के नाम से परचेस होता है और बिजनेस के बुक में रिकॉर्ड करता है। बिजनेस क्रेडिट में परचेस करता है तो बिजनेस के वो सप्लायर या क्रेडिटर होते हैं, बिजनेस सेल करता है क्रेडिट पे तो कस्टमर बिजनेस के डेटर होते हैं, न कि बिजनेसमैन के, राइट। अगर बिजनेस क्लोज होता है तो बिजनेसमैन का जो भी पैसा लगा हुआ है बिजनेस में इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कैपिटल, वो बिजनेस को रिटर्न करना होता है व्हेन द बिजनेस इज वाइंडिंग अप या लिक्विडेटेड। जब बिजनेस क्लोज हो जाता है तो उनको उनका पैसा रिटर्न करना होता है, राइट। सो हम लोग पहला कॉन्सेप्ट समझ लिए, आई थिंक प्रिंसिपल्स। नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू सेकंड, बट बिफोर गोइंग टू सेकंड जस्ट आई वांट टू take a feedback from you people. Okay students, so now very good, you all have no any doubt. Now we are going to next slide. So money measurement principles, second you had written money measurement principles. I think in very first chapter of your syllabus I have taught you all people in accounting process we identify the transaction. First of all, we identify the transaction which are at least of financial character or which can be measured in terms of money. Then only we record in the books of accounts. So this is what the principle on which basis we do like that. Okay. So money measurement principle is saying that according to this principle, we record only those business transactions in the books of account which are measurable in terms of money. So now it is very clear कि only those business events and business transactions which have been taken place or which has been occurred in the business entity should be recorded only when these are measurable in terms of money, that are counted in terms of money. For example, purchase of goods for ₹10,000, sale of goods for ₹30,000, payment of salary 5,000, payment of rent ₹4,000, commission received ₹2,000, etc. Now we can observe here in every transaction the money is involved. So we record only quantitative information in the books of account. So money measurement principle says each and every accountant should maintain the books of account on the basis of those events and transactions which are measurable in terms of money. Okay. Now further information I have written here, those business transactions which are not measurable in terms of money. So, क्या कह रहा है? Those business transactions which are not measurable in terms of money are not recorded in the books of account. जिसको मेजर नहीं कर सकते उसका हम रिकॉर्ड नहीं करते क्योंकि there is nothing to record, right? So example, what kind of those transactions? There may be innumerable transactions which are not which cannot be measured in terms of money. Some of the examples, some of those we are writing here. Appointment of a manager. अब किसी मैनेजर को अपॉइंट किया, उससे हमारे बिजनेस पे इफेक्ट तो जरूर पड़ेगा, लेकिन उसको हम मनी में काउंट नहीं कर सकते, मेजर नहीं कर सकते। एप्रिसिएशन ऑफ एम्प्लॉय, जब कोई एम्प्लॉय बहुत अच्छे से प्रोडक्शन किया, बहुत इफिशिएंटली, वो मन लगाकर ऑनेस्टी से काम कर रहा है और उसको हम बहुत एप्रिसिएट किया और वो और अच्छे से काम कर रहा है, इससे हमारा प्रोडक्शन बढ़ेगा, नो डाउट कॉस्ट कम होगा, लेकिन हम उस एप्रिसिएशन ऑफ एम्प्लॉयज को मनी में मेजर नहीं कर सकते, इसलिए इसका रिकॉर्ड नहीं करेंगे। नाउ इफिशिएंट मैनेजमेंट, अगर मैनेजमेंट की कार्य कुशलता बड़ा अच्छी है, बड़ा अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छे से मैक्सिमम आउटपुट कर रहा है एट मिनिमम कॉस्ट, तो बिजनेस के लिए अच्छा है, बिजनेस विल ग्रोथ, ठीक है, राइज एंड शाइन वेरी फास्ट। तो लेकिन इसका रिकॉर्ड फिर भी हम नहीं करेंगे, बिकॉज दिस कैन नॉट बी मेजर्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ मनी, so these are not measurable in terms of money, so we cannot record these transactions. Okay students, so now any, okay, so accounting period principles. Harsh Gupta, is there any problem?
No, sir.
Okay, if you don't have problem, so lower your hand. You have raised your hand. Okay, now I am going to continue. Accounting period principles. Accounting period principle क्या होता है? This is another principle. So आपको पता है, देखो मैंने यहाँ 4 parts में split कर दिया पूरे statement को, so that you can understand it easily, in easy. So here first left hand side से आपको start होगा. As we know that every businessman wants to know the result of his or her hard work throughout the done नहीं होगा यार, throughout done by him, okay, in the form of profit or loss. तो हर एक बिजनेसमैन जानना चाहता है कि जो 1 साल तक उसने खूब मेहनत किया, परचेस सेल किया, एडवर्टाइजमेंट किया, इन्वेस्टमेंट किया, तो इसका क्या उसको फायदा मिल रहा है, क्या उसको रिजल्ट मिल रहा है। जैसे आप पढ़ाई करते हो तो आप एग्जाम देते हो और एग्जाम के बाद आपको रिजल्ट का बहुत ही एंग्जाइटी होती है कि अरे यूनिवर्सिटी जल्दी से क्या रिजल्ट आया, जो अच्छे से किया है ठीक है, और जो नहीं पढ़ा है उसको भी लिटिल बिट होता है कि शायद हम पास हो जाए। तो ओवरऑल जो हार्डवर्क किया है उसकी बात कर रहे हैं, जो मेहनत किया है वो जानना चाहता है कि हमें प्रॉफिट हो रहा है या लॉस हो रहा है, जो हम साल भर तक मेहनत की उसका कुछ रिजल्ट मिला या नहीं, ठीक है। सो एज वी नो कि हर एक बिजनेस में, अगर आप भी अपना बिजनेस ओपन करते हो तो आप जानना चाहोगे कि हमारे बिजनेस में प्रॉफिट हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है, केवल हम अननेसेसरी लेबर कर रहे हैं। सो आगे कह रहा है सेकंड स्लाइड में, दिस कुड बी नो ओनली व्हेन वी विल क्लोज आवर बिजनेस। तभी पता चलेगा जब आप अपना बिजनेस बंद करोगे और सारा हिसाब किताब करोगे, लास्ट में क्या बचा तुम्हारे पास और कितना पैसा लगाए थे, तो उसके आधार पर तुम्हें पता चलेगा कि प्रॉफिट हो रहा है या लॉस हो रहा है। लेकिन अब आगे ध्यान से सुनो, दिस कुड बी नो ओनली व्हेन वी विल क्लोज आवर बिजनेस और क्लोज द बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट। या तो बिजनेस बंद करे या तो अकाउंट क्लोज करे, बुक सारे क्लोज करे, और बुक क्लोज कब होगा, जब बिजनेस बंद होता है। तो अब आपको पता है एज पर गोइंग कंसर्न कॉन्सेप्ट मैंने हम पढ़ा चुके हैं आपको 3 कॉन्सेप्ट में। गोइंग कंसर्न कॉन्सेप्ट क्या होता है? गोइंग कंसर्न कॉन्सेप्ट का मतलब क्या होता है? वी नो आवर बिजनेस इज नॉट गोइंग टू क्लोज इन नियर फ्यूचर। हमको पता है, हम लोग को एक एज्यूम होता है, कन्वेंशन है कि अभी हम अपना बिजनेस तो बंद करने जा नहीं रहे। ऐसा तो नहीं कि हर साल हम बिजनेस बंद करें फिर से सब बेच दे, सारे एसेट्स फिर से नया खरीदे, नया स्टार्ट करें, ऐसा तो पॉसिबल है नहीं। And we all are knowing that we can know our profit and loss only when we close our books of account. So when we do close, the question is when we do close, business is not going to close now. So यहाँ पे कह रहा है अब आगे, क्योंकि बिजनेस की जो लाइफ होती है वो इटर्नल लाइफ होती है, लॉन्ग लाइफ। गोइंग कंसर्न कॉन्सेप्ट के आधार पे कि हम लोग अभी बिजनेस तो बंद करने नहीं जा रहे, चलता रहेगा बिजनेस जब तक चल रहा है, इट हैविंग इंटरनल लाइफ। तो क्या हम इतना दिन वेट करेंगे कि कब बिजनेस बंद होगा और मालूम चला कि इतने साल में लॉस हो रहा है तो बाद में पछतावा रह जाएगा। सो यहाँ कह रहा है थर्ड स्लाइड में, आप देखो थर्ड सर्कल में, वी कैन नॉट वेट टू क्लोज बिजनेस बिकॉज इट इज अनसर्टेन। हम लोग वेट तो नहीं कर सकते बिजनेस बंद होने का, क्योंकि इट इज अनसर्टेन, कब बंद होगा आई डोंट नो, वी डोंट नो। सो वी डिवाइड होल इटर्नल लाइफ यानी कंटिन्यूअसली लाइफ टाइम चलता रहेगा, जो उस होल इटर्नल लाइफ को हम क्या करते हैं, डिवाइड करते हैं of business into small time interval of 12 months. So it is saying we cannot wait to close business because it is uncertain, and so we divide whole eternal life of the business into small time interval of 12 months. This is called accounting period. इसी जो हम लोग डिवाइड करते हैं पूरे बिजनेस लाइफ को 12 मंथ्स के टाइम इंटरवल में डिवाइड कर देते हैं एवरी 12 मंथ्स, सो इट इज कॉल्ड अकाउंटिंग पीरियड। सो इट, तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि एक अकाउंटिंग पीरियड कितने मंथ्स का होता है, 12 मंथ्स का। सो इट मे बी फ्रॉम अप्रैल 1 to 31 मार्च हो सकता है और कैलेंडर ईयर हो सकता है। जनरली एज पर कंपनीज एक्ट 2013 every business firm has to maintain their books of account from April 1st to 31st March. So ये अप्रैल से मार्च आपका 12 मंथ्स होता है। इवन आपका एकेडमिक ईयर भी अप्रैल टू मार्च होता है, तो 12 मंथ्स का होता है, क्योंकि हर लोग अपना ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो भी ओपन करता है उसके बुक को क्लोज करता है एवरी 12 मंथ्स पे, सो दैट दे कैन नो द प्रॉफिट और लॉस। सो क्या होता है अकाउंटिंग पीरियड प्रिंसिपल, समझ में आया? तो यहाँ से कहेंगे कि we divide whole eternal life of business into small time interval of 12 months. This is called accounting period. It may be from April 1st to March 31st or calendar year. Calendar year is from 1st January to 31st March. So अब आगे कह रहा है, in this way we close our books at the end of 12 months every year. Means on 31st March को हम लोग अपना सारा बुक क्लोज करते हैं और फिर नेक्स्ट अकाउंटिंग पीरियड में 1 अप्रैल से ओपन कर देते हैं, तो वो बिगिनिंग हो जाता है और 31 मार्च को क्लोज होता है। जैसे क्लोज होता है तो हम लोग को पता चल जाता है कि हमारा प्रॉफिट हो रहा है या लॉस हो रहा है, फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन क्या है हमारा, फिर वही क्लोजिंग डेटा को अगले साल की बिगिनिंग में ट्रांसफर करते हैं, कैरिड फॉरवर्ड करते हैं, तो ये हो जाता है ओपनिंग, अगले साल के लिए न्यू सेशन के लिए ओपनिंग हो जाता है। तो यहाँ कह रहा है इन दिस वे वी क्लोज आवर बुक्स at the end of 12 months every year to know the profit or loss and financial position of the business. Okay, so this is what accounting principles concept says. Okay. We need to maintain our books of account, we need to close our books of account at the end of every accounting period. Generally it may be of 12 months. Generally it may be of 12 months. Okay. Okay, students, so now see full disclosure principle. Full disclosure principle, was it? So you can see here the full disclosure principle requires that financial statements make complete, adequate and fair disclosure of all information which are relevant to the users. The full disclosure means कि this is written in the Companies Act, company law, कि each and every business organization need to disclose all the relevant information which are required by the users of accounting information or accounting services. A company cannot hide any material information or relevant information which are required by the end users of the accounting service. So this is what principle, this is why each and every businessman disclose all the relevant information while they are publishing their financial report. So this is what full disclosure, nothing can be hide, but only those things can be hide which are irrelevant, which does not have the material effect for the users, जिसका कोई मतलब नहीं है, ठीक है? जो चीज रिक्वायर्ड है सारी चीजें वो इंफॉर्मेशन पब्लिश करना कंपल्सरी है. So it is saying that all the information which are relevant to the users of accounting service, for example, investors. Investor, there are two types of investor. One is actual investor and second one is potential investors. Actual, which already had invested in your business. A potential investor who wants to invest in your business, who is making plan to invest in your business, but before making investment, any potential investor wants to analysis your report. If your financial position is good, then the investor will invest their money in your company. Lender is the person to whom we approach for loan. Okay? So before taking the loan, before sanctioning the loan by the lender wants to analysis our financial report, so he will see the debt equity ratio and so many other things. Okay, so these are the relevant information which are required for creditors. Creditor is the person from whom we purchase goods on credit. Okay, and researchers, some researchers or students are also research, so they need some data or information. And government and taxman also assess your accounts to compute the amount of income tax. So these are the users which required your accounting information. So each and every company having the legal obligatory या moral responsibility कह सकते हैं कि they should submit their full information which are required by the end users. Okay, so now further I am writing here, the principle of full disclosure requires that all the material facts which help in the appraisal of operating and financial performance of an organization must be disclosed. तो क्या disclose करना चाहिए? In the appraisal of operating and financial performance, उनकी operating performance कैसी है और financial performance कैसी है of an organization must be disclosed in the financial statement. And in footnotes, is there anything else? We should write in footnotes, मतलब means outside of balance sheet. Thus, the users can analyze and interpret the financial statement to suit their objectives. So now students, you should understand this. Full disclosure means what? We should not hide any relevant information. A company need to disclose all the relevant information which are required or which can put a material effect on the report by the users when they are analyzing. There are so many types of users, internal users and external users of accounting service. So for all the stakeholder which having the interest in your company, they must get the information which are required by them, and this is your moral responsibility or ability to give the full information. Yes, Siddhi Narula. Obligation है. Each and every company having the obligation to disclose all the material facts and information operating and financial performance of an organization, so that all the stakeholder can understand, and whatever having the doubts, it should be written in the footnotes so that they can understand what is the meaning of it, why this amount has been put in the particular place. So by the footnote they can understand. Okay, so this is obligation of each and every organization as per the Companies Act. Thus, the users can analyze and interpret the financial statements to suit their objectives. So is there any confusion, Beta?
No, sir, it's clear.
Okay. So now 2 minutes are left. So let me move for the next slide. Let's see. Time is, but this is too large. And this is just relevant to the last slide. Material principle, materiality principle. You can see materiality principle says, okay, देखो अभी आपने पढ़ा ना full disclosure, it is just belong to that. लगेगा कि similar है, अब अच्छे से ध्यान से देखना यार. The principle of materiality requires the accounting of material facts in the books of account. So it is saying the principle of materiality requires the accounting of material facts in the books of account, and accountants need not present facts which are immaterial. Means only those information should be published. Because this is just opposite of the full disclosure. Full disclosure is saying that we should disclose all the material. So, but technically it is also saying na, immaterial information we should not disclose. Means we disclose all the material information, okay, while determining the income of the enterprise. According to American Accounting Association, an item should be regarded as material if there is reason to believe that knowledge of it would influence the decision of an informed. Okay, so students, I think time is very less than 1 minute. This slide cannot be covered today. So we can continue this slide tomorrow in the next